Hey y'all. So here we are with some Crystal of Atlan gameplay. I'm gonna be trying out a new character. As you can see, I already have two. I've been working on setting up Magician, but I also decided to work on Cloud Strider. Really fun class. My Magician is gonna have to hold on. I'll probably end up leveling that soon as well, and I'll stream that as well. But anyways, what I'm planning on leveling this go round is the Hunter or Musketeer. And I'm going to be going the bounty hunter route because, my God, I've seen some of the gameplay. It's absolutely awesome. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm just going to speed through this. So, like, I'm skipping story and everything because, let's just face it, it's not all that great. It interested me for, like, I don't know, the first go round. And after the second character, it's just kind of like skip worthy at that point. Let's see. I think we've got ourselves a code to use as well. EN, I think. There we go. So if y'all are just starting this up as well, you're definitely going to want to use that code. It ought to get you some free loot. Like I said, we're just skipping through this for getting through this story as quickly as possible. So this is my first Twitch stream, so I'm testing things out. As far as what I see on this end, I don't even know what to say. Like I'm totally confused. This is way different from YouTube, but I assume I'll get used to it. It's just a matter of time. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I know the naming convention ain't all that great, but what can I say? Kind of in a hurry to get through this. These starter quests are a little time consuming and a little boring, but things pick up quickly and I'm just going to ignore them. That's great. Now, the action combat in this game is absolutely amazing. As you can see, certain structures are destructible, and the game itself almost plays like a fighting game where you're allowed to juggle. The dodge mechanics aren't too bad. If you do a perfect dodge, you don't take any damage. You even get benefits later on in the game where you're like regenerating energy and whatnot. Also, let me know if the audio is too loud and you can't hear me, because on my end it doesn't sound too loud, but it's definitely confusing on my end. Like just having other sounds in my ears when I'm focusing on other things is, well, not fun. To me, it sounds loud. So another thing about this game is exploration. There are lots of treasure chests hidden around that give you different kinds of loot. So it's always worthwhile to kind of search for them. Now, the game itself is pretty fun. I can definitely see myself picking this up as a regular game in my catalog, and that's after having played through a couple of characters. It's definitely an alt-heavy game. If you're not into those, you might not be interested in this, but if you are, or if you're used to having a bunch of alts, then I definitely recommend giving this a shot. Like I said before, the martial artist class or the fighter class, and then later on when you change into like a Starbreaker or a Cloud Strider, those two classes are absolutely amazing. They're really fun to play. And this class, like right now, it's really, really basic, but I've seen what bounty hunters can do. And I've also seen what the other class choice can do in high-end PvP, and they're devastating. So really, it's just a matter of speeding through, getting to level 15, getting this character switched over to the class that I want to play. Now, what I plan on doing later, at least, depending on how fast we can get leveled up here, I actually plan on trying out some of the PvP myself, because I haven't gotten any of my characters high enough to actually enjoy any of that. And I do like PvP. I used to be extremely competitive, now kind of mellowed out a bit. Back when I used to play WoW, I was extremely eager to grief people. Now, not so much. I can still find it fun in certain circumstances, but I've got better things to do with my time than participate in PvP to that level. But the PvP in this game is really interesting to me. It really seems to play more like a fighting game than anything else. I know at this point in time that's kind of a meme, but like, I don't know how else to put it. You've got juggles, you've got juggle protection that triggers after a certain period of time, you've got a stamina bar that you have to watch. There's a lot of mechanics in the PvP in this game that's really different from PvP in other games. And yeah, this game has these tutorials that just straight up block you. Then again, I guess you're not really supposed to just plow through the story like this. So I guess I shouldn't get too worked up over the fact that it pauses me every couple of steps. So yeah, the gunner class is actually really cool. They got some decent abilities. I think I've seen a couple people play this class and just wreck people. But bounty hunter, oh my god, this class is dope. Lots of damage, lots of fast attacks, lots of interrupts and juggles. So it's definitely something that I want to play around with. Like I said, another class that I want to play around with would be Magician. It's pretty cool. Warlock is pretty cool too. In fact, I think on the Korean servers, Warlock is like the number one used class on the Korean servers. So that kind of says something. But then again, at the same time, like not really sure if like maybe they have different updates than we have. So it could come down to that as well. I try not to worry about things like that too much. I'll just try to pick the most popular class. I like to pick a class that fits my playstyle. After playing a couple of them, this class seems like that's gonna do the trick. And if not, then Cloud Strider probably will. Because from what I've played of that class, it's really cool. It's a lot of combos, but then again, this whole game is combo based. Oh, you know what? I think they just gave me a weapon. I need to equip that. Can't just be skipping stuff like that. The heck? I messed something up? What the heck? Yo, just send me to where I want to. Wait a second. Why is it sending me over here? That's different. Or maybe it's not. Well, this is kind of interesting. I've never seen that happen before. This game also runs off of a stamina system, so I hear a lot of people complain about that. I don't see a problem with it, though. I don't think there's any issue with it at all. There's no need to play a game for too long throughout the day. Then again, I'm not a no-lifer. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't spend my entire day playing video games, although I definitely would enjoy that to a certain degree. Really do like gaming, I always have. There are other things that get in the way of that nowadays. I really do love how these chapters are short and sweet. They don't take too much time to complete and just kind of work your way through things. There's one stage coming up right now, though, that does take a little while, and it's the stealth stage. I also just kind of sort of hate stealth stages, so it could be more of that than anything else. But that's in a couple of levels. It's not going to be right now. Let's drag all of these on top of each other. Now, one thing I'll say is that each new class that I try is like slower than the rest. When I started off with Magician, it cleared all of this stuff really fast. Fighter was a little slower. This right here seems to be the slowest, but that's just for now. Now, that super armor ability that I just activated, it actually works pretty good. Gives you a nice little damage boost, gives you super armor so you don't get knocked around as much. And yeah, it's definitely taking a lot longer on this character than it did on my two previous characters to get up to this point. And this right here is the stealth stage. So yeah, I get to creep around some robots and hope they don't freaking catch me. I can honestly say that I dislike this part of the stage a lot. Although I don't know what happens if you get caught. Well, I guess I'll find out right now. Well, that was closer than I wanted to be, but glad I didn't get caught. Also, it seems like there's a bit of latency on the stream, so I don't know what exactly is going on with that. I'm gonna have to test that out a little bit later. But yeah, not too worried about it, but at the same time, well, I mean, I'm gonna have to get all this stuff set up at some point anyways. The good thing about streaming like this is it'll at least give me a VOD that I can then edit, break up, and turn into other videos. So I'm gonna get to start trying my hand at editing. I've done a little bit of it from the audio side of things, but never from audio and video. So it'll be interesting. Come on, break this pillar. If you make this robot break a pillar, you actually get a hidden achievement. So that's why oh, you know what? I got an idea. Just walk them this way. There we go. And that's all I wanted to do. Now I'll go ahead and drop this dude as quickly as possible. Now, I'm not sure if this will end up being my primary game or not. I don't think it will. I'm waiting on a couple of other upcoming games to come out. But I could see it if those other games are flops. I could see myself playing this for a bit longer. It's really not that bad of a game. As you can see, you level up pretty quickly, so leveling alts isn't really a problem. I've played games where having an alt is absolutely necessary and is nothing but painful. This isn't one of those games. It helps to have an alt, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Although the gold that you get from doing things on your alt, you can transfer between characters on the account. You can also buy stuff off of the market. So you can buy game currency with gold. It's not like the super premium currency, but it's enough to buy outfits and stuff like that. So there is a way to... Anyways, there is a way to... What the heck are you doing? There we go. Yeah, there is a way to buy somewhat premium items with the in-game currency by trading gold. I found that to be interesting. It kind of takes me back to a couple of games that were run under Perfect World Inc. I think the biggest one that had that kind of trade going on was Neverwinter. And you could trade like in-game currency, like gold, for their premium currency, which was like diamonds. And then you could buy things off the premium shop with those diamonds. This kind of runs the same way. So it's pretty cool. I like games that allow you that. The really cool thing about the in-game market here is that it's not like you're buying that currency from the game. You're actually buying it from whales. So whales will look for gold. You put your gold up for sale. They buy it with the premium currency. Everybody's happy. So like, I really find that to be absolutely unique. I mean, there's other games that have done it, but it's unique amongst games now. So most of the time, especially with gachas now, you're just funneling money into the game. You know, it's just kind of the way that the games nowadays are run. So like, you can't even be mad about it. Like, standard operating procedure as far as I'm concerned. Man, I just want to get to that class change as soon as possible. This class feels really lacking right now as far as damage is concerned. Now, it could just be related to, I don't know, me not leveling something correctly. I haven't leveled my skills either, which, you know, that could be it. In fact, that's probably it now that I think about it. But by that same token, I'm not going to do it. The whole thing is that when you get to level 15 and you do your class change, all your skill points reset when you get to 15. So I almost feel like there's no point in doing that, although maybe it would speed me up a little bit. Aside from that, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I'm trying to speed run, but I'm not really that obsessed with it. We'll put it that way. I got a couple hours to burn, and then I need to do some editing and uploading onto YouTube. By the way, you can find me at YouTube. The username is just Exile, spelled the same way as this channel. ECKZYLE. So if you want to drop by, see some videos. Right now I'm currently doing videos on Ethereum Restart and also a little bit of WUWA, but not much. It's more just like my experience running through things and stuff like that. It's not like that big a part of what I'm currently doing. My current focus is really going to be just with Ethereum Restart. I'm really looking forward to that game. I hope it doesn't disappoint, but there will be videos of this as well, mainly because I find this interesting. Like, I plan on adding these videos, but the whole thing is that in about, I don't know, like 5 days, 7 days, somewhere around there, I think it's 7 days, Ethereum Restart's gonna actually go live. So I don't know how much of this game I'll be able to play, just due to the fact that what the heck, why is it loading like that? That was weird. Okay, yeah, I don't know how much I'll be able to get into this game during the first couple of weeks with that game, because I'm really going to be pushing hard for as high a level as possible for gear, stuff like that. So I'm not sure how much time I'll have to play this game. It's kind of the same problem I found myself in with WUWA, is I don't have the time to jump to that game when trying out other games and creating content. And then with my own job, like, it's too much. Like, there's only so much time in a day, and most of my day goes towards work and content. So yeah, I think I'm gonna really have to start knuckling down on the weekends, kind of start handling content creation a little bit differently. Try to batch create over the weekends, then schedule throughout the week to upload. And then once I do that, that might free up some time to jump into some other games. I know as far as WoW is concerned, I'm really looking towards getting at least 2.0 as quickly as possible. I really kind of want to experience the gameplay at those levels because it looks interesting. Starting off, it seems really basic. The world's beautiful, but that can only take you so far. If the game is basic, I get bored. I get bored really freaking quick, and when I get bored, I tend to wander. This game is also a game that's relatively beautiful. Like, it's got some nice graphics, but wait a second, what's this? Interesting. Whatever. Let's see. Got some dailies that we can collect. That ought to help a little bit. I want this pet really badly. Oh, one thing that I said in one of my previous videos was that it was going to take like $5,000 to get one of the pay-to-win pets. That is not true. I got my calculations off badly on that. I think it's probably more around like $500, which for some people that's still a lot, but I mean, it's a heck of a lot lower than 5,000 if you get my drift. So yeah, I just want to make that correction up front. Also, I found out that I guess the outfits in this game don't count towards PvP. So I'll go ahead and make that correction now as well. That takes a bit of the pay-to-win aspect out of it. Like, yeah, it still affects PvE, but that's more just affecting individual players. I really don't see an issue with that. In PvP, it would be flat out unfair, but it's not. To me, it's not an issue if it's something at that level. If it just affects PvE, I don't see a point in getting anybody's panties in a wad over that. Doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, so some slightly good news. My VTuber model is almost complete. So you won't be seeing this shaking PNG for much longer. Once the artist that's working on it gets that together, then you'll see something else. It'll still be similar to what you see here, because this avatar holds a special place in my heart. It's actually something that I won from a community that I helped out. I'm still a part of, put it that way. I still drop in on them from time to time. It was a really dope community, some really cool people, and to honor me for some help that I provided, they made this for me. So I was really happy about it, and it's kind of stuck ever since. My VTuber avatar will look very similar to this, but it won't be facing off to the side like that, looking off into nowhere. So yeah, that's a bit of good news for, well, for me. I'm not sure if y'all are annoyed by the shaking PNG, but if you are, then I suppose it's good news for you as well, right? Oh, it's amazing how fast this story moves when you just start skipping everything. All right, class change quest. Let's see how this works. Okay, that's horrible. Oh my god. Well, I mean, at least she isn't slamming me like the fighter dude did. Although this juggling is getting annoying. Okay, you can break out of it. Although it didn't help very much. Just let me change classes already so I have something better than this. I really do like the class change quests in this game though. Like, they're not difficult, and they let you test out the classes. It's pretty cool. I like the way this class feels. It's a lot smoother. Okay, that's kind of cool. They can stop time. At least I think that's what she did. I'm not sure. Wait, why is it doing this again? Oh, damn it. Well, I can show you some gunner gameplay. Yeah, she dropped a mini nuke. That's exactly what that was. Now, the interesting thing is that her attack speed is slower. There's a bit more wind up, but the burst damage is pretty insane. That ability right there actually sucks things in like a black hole. Absolutely amazing. Like, really good for crowd control. Really good for locking people down in PvE. That quick shot ability that I used right now actually fires missiles that will trace. They'll actually trace a target. So I guess they're kind of like heat seeking. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this class really shines in. Although from what I've seen, like, if a person knows how to play the class that they're playing, they can really compete in PvP. It's not just like one class is better than all. Some people say it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors type deal, but it still comes down to quite a bit of like skill and resource management. What I've noticed is people who can't manage their resources in PvP, they just get dealt with real quick. Alright, and as you can see, it went ahead and reset all of my abilities. Now, the thing that I do find quite annoying is all of your new abilities are down here. So you end up like having to wait anyways. But with how fast you level up in this game, it's not a deal. So I'm gonna level that up. That's basically a juggle ability. I like that. This right here is an ability that helps out with your dodge. So if you dodge at the right time, you actually get your resonance energy back. It's pretty cool. Definitely worthwhile to take. I really don't like the grenade. I just feel like I feel like there's something wrong with it. What is this? So this is almost like, I mean, that could be useful. You know what? We'll just hold off on that. Let's see. I like this ability just for the fact that it knocks an opponent into the air. Juggles are extremely helpful in this game. They're helpful in a crowd, and they're equally helpful, or maybe even more helpful, in like a 1v1, because if they can't move, they can't hit you. Okay, that's cool. Increasing the range on that is really good. Flame burst was good. I like that. Increasing the range on that is going to be helpful. That's not really necessary. That's not necessary either. Increasing evasion. That might actually be beneficial. So maybe I do take that. Increasing evasion could be really helpful. I just don't know. Finisher ability. This one's good. Yeah, I'm actually quite tempted to use that. But let's check our configuration first. So we basically have 5 slots. And the way the slots up here work is that when you've used an ability down in this slot, the secondary option will show up after that. So you basically can press the button again and then trigger that next ability. You know, I don't know. I do want this. See, I like this ability. And I like this ability because fast firing while moving could be beneficial. Or actually, I should say will be beneficial. But screw it, I'm taking it. Physical crit, how could I say no to that? Alright, and just for kicks and grins, we're taking this. Like I said, I'm not taking that right there. Does not seem worthwhile. This, on the other hand, is worthwhile. I like the dot effect that that fire has. At least I think it has a dot effect. Alright, so now we just need to configure ourselves and we'll be good to go. Cool thing is this game comes with presets as well, so you can set your presets for PvP, for PvE, for all sorts of different things. So that'll go there because that's my E ability. I think I'm putting this on 1. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to put the slide on 1, and then I'm going to put this on top of that. That way I can slide into them, drop fire, juggle them. Let's see. Shield break them. And I think we'll just use this as our get the hell out. And I think that'll do the trick. So our skills are set up. We're ready to get back into the whole leveling process. Oh, dear Lord. Doing all this over again does get a little bit annoying. I wish that it would... Yes, I know. That's fine. I can enhance them.
To enhance. It doesn't always succeed. So choose wisely, adventurer.
Now, the upgrading system in this is actually pretty nice. Like, you can basically transfer over... you can transfer over a lot of gear stats. And this here actually reminds me of like old Ragnarok Online, where your first couple of enhancements are bound to succeed, and then it goes down to a percentage where you're just wasting gold. Now, this game has items called catalysts that you can use to increase your rate of success, which that's all well and good, but that's another area where I think it might be more pay to win than anything else. And like, pay to win doesn't bother me like it used to. I used to get really bothered by pay to win games, but now I look at it this way: you can drop massive amounts of hours into a game and take pride in the fact that the hell is all this? Anyways, you can take pride in the fact that, you know, you earned it, right? But you still spent hours of your life trying to accomplish something. And I mean, if what you make an hour is way more than the worth of what you accomplished, I don't see why you wouldn't just pay to win at that point. And I guess my mindset changed as I started growing up, because let's face it, an hour of my time now is way more expensive than it was when I was a child. Within an hour, I can make a nice chunk of money. So yeah, it's one of those things where, like, look, hold that thought. You know what? Let's go with this. All right. I also kind of want to see if I can do that with... Nope, I can't. All right, cool. Anyways, I totally forgot what I was rambling about. The point is that... Wait a second. I feel like something is off here. You know what? Screw it. I'm just moving on with this stuff. Whole point is, don't waste your life. It's a financial decision. You know what I mean? Like, would you rather spend something to get something done quicker and enjoy that time that you would have spent grinding on, oh, I don't know, the game itself? You know, like, do you value the grind? I mean, I also grew up during a time where Ragnarok Online was the thing, and people would literally grind their lives away on that game and enjoy it. They would seriously enjoy it. So there are people who get a sense of accomplishment from grinding things out. I would never want to deprive them of that. Like, I think if that's what you like to do in your free time, then go for it. Like, eventually it just comes down to doing whatever the hell you want to do. But by that same token, like, there's plenty of people who they want to pay to get something done quicker and move on. And I can totally agree with that. Especially now that I have such a limited amount of time to really do anything. It's like, I have much more that I would like to do within the time it takes for me to grind some things. So when it comes right down to it, I'd rather pay.
Another potion. Let's try equipping it.
Oh, dear God. Anyways, what's really insane is you can take that same principle and relate it to other things in your life. So like, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like to clean. It's like, okay, well, if you make enough money, why not hire a housekeeper, hire a maid, have them do the cleaning for you? That then frees up your time. Ultimately, the biggest currency in life is time. It's not money, We're basically selling our time for money. And the real winners in the whole game of life are those who find out how to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And that's kind of what I strive to achieve. It ain't working out too well yet. I still work entirely too much. But eventually, you keep working at something, you'll break through. That's kind of what I've been focusing on. Man, that ability is freaking cool. Yeah, that combo setup actually worked out nicely. Not only does it knock them into the air, it then drops them on scorching ground. So you see how it pops up and says resonant energy increases? That means that I performed a perfect dodge. So that allows you to get some of your energy back and use your special ability. It's not bad. For what this game is, it's got some nice systems. It has some nice ways of doing things. Huh. That's a chest. But I have no idea how to get to it. Well, I mean, I know how to get to it. I don't know if I'll be able to get back up to where I was, but we'll figure it out. Wow, there's a teleporter. That's good to know. Holy crap. Moving on. I've seen some of the high-level gameplay of this game, and it's impressive. There's actually a streamer that's put down quite a bit of money into this and is showing high level content, and like, oh my god, it looks fun. It really does. There's a lot going on with high level content in this game. There's raids and stuff like that too. They have these different challenge modes, and it's all very interesting. But it's gonna take me a while to get there because, let's face it, at the end of the day, when you got stamina in a game, you're kind of, you're time gated. You know, that's another thing that I really don't mind, because I'm not exactly in a rush to get to the end game. Even though all they're saying is that, that the whole damn game is a tutorial until you get to level 60. It's like, okay. I feel like I've heard that whole statement before. That's exactly how WoW used to be. Like, you consider the whole damn game tutorial for level 60 and up, but originally it was just level 60. I actually kind of miss those days too. WoW was something else back then. MMOs just felt different. Like nowadays they're almost just fake, and by fake I mean they don't capture that feel of like a real living world. Like when WoW first came out, or any of those old school RPGs, they felt like real living worlds, like real environments. It was actually strange. And I think that's why it captured so many people's heart and attention, is that like it was new to everybody. And now it's like all these companies do is copy the tried and true methodology. It's like they're following a blueprint. And in doing so, like, it almost cheapens the experience. At least that's the way I feel about it. Those first MMOs I remember playing, they actually just captured my brain. And it was like, instantly I was hooked. Now, it doesn't work that way. I mean, I also have a whole shitload of responsibilities now, so that kind of dampens the mood on everything. Yeah, I like that ability right there. Like, that rapid fire is so awesome. I think I'm getting through this a lot faster than I did with my other characters, so suppose that's a benefit of doing this multiple times. Homeboy lost his arm and replaced it with this freaking abomination. Kind of looks cool though. Forgot I'm supposed to deal with this thing over here. Another thing that's interesting is that I think that each one of the characters in this game, like, they actually have their own voices and stuff like that, so you're not stuck with that silent protagonist gig. But I could be wrong on that. But like, based off of the cutscene that we just saw, or the text box that we just saw, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that. I don't have time for that garbage. Those things are going to get updated quickly anyways. There's no point in updating them or upgrading them or whatever. I'd rather just burn through the content. Anyways, okay. Yeah, this class isn't bad, but I can't wait to get the actual abilities for the class itself. Like right now I'm using previous abilities, and I mean, it's not that they're bad, but they're not great. But the actual abilities for this class are just disturbingly good. I see a lot of potential in this game. If they handle it right, I think it can be okay. The fact that it's still going in Korea, though, tells me that they at least know how to handle the game. I think one game that's going to be coming out soon that has really caught my eye, that has a lot of potential, is Chrono Odyssey. Like, it's just, well, it's really cool. They have some good concepts. There's a video out on YouTube that actually talks about, it has the devs talking about what they've done with the game, how they've created a revolutionary system, and the way they talk it up, it sounds really interesting, really cool. So, like, I can't wait to see what they do with it. Because in all honesty, I think we need more games to compete with what's already out here. It's not a gacha game, so like that's not going to be a deal. It's not going to be a Genshin killer or anything like that. But it is going to take up some real estate on the gaming market, which is just fine as long as it's entertaining. Like, that's what I really want, is something that's going to be entertaining, something that's going to hold my attention for a while. But there's several games that match that. Theory of Restart is a good one. Ananta, but they've gone dark. They've gone completely freaking quiet. They're not saying anything really. Like, that's not a way to get people hyped up about a game. Shit. Well, yeah, she got angry and turned into a beast. Guess I should heal a little bit. And that's that. I think we're close to ending the chapter. I think. 3 more dailies. Okay, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I hate it when menus show you that there's something here, but oh, there is. Bad. I'm blind. I take that back. Anyways, the good thing about this game is I think it'll hold my attention until a Theory of Restart, but there's also so much good content coming out. Not only in this month, but the whole rest of the year. There's a whole lot of things that are lined up, a whole lot of games that are lined up that are going to be really interesting to see. Like, I'm even interested in NTE. I think it could be really cool. There's a lot of people who talk down about it and say it's going to flop immediately, but I like to remain optimistic, because I mean, I could be pessimistic and just be depressed all the time, but like, it's just, that's no fun.
Any idea how much damage hiding the decay has caused us?
And there's this dude. It's annoying. And yeah, I think this chapter is pretty much done after this. I think they send us to the next town. I kind of want to see where all this goes, but at the same time, I really just kind of want to move on, and I would like to get to some PvP, but I don't even know if there's going to be anybody for me to compete with. I'm severely underleveled. Another game that I'm looking into is, oh, let's just put it there. Yeah, sure, socket it, confirm, I don't care. It's probably gonna get replaced anyways. Another game that I'm really looking into is Silver Palace. I'm really excited about that one. And I realize that, like, when games show you demos and stuff like that, that it's not, like, that there's wiggle room there, you know? It's not set in stone that it'll look or play like that at all. But if they capture even a fraction of what they showed in their trailer, like, that game is going to be ridiculously cool. Okay, that's unique. They have a record player. I have no desire to mess with that at all. All right, so I think we're done with this part. I really do want to see if PvP opens up after this. And if it does, I'll capture a little bit of that, and I think we'll be good to go. Character roulette. What the hell do you mean by that? Okay. Let's see. Well, they really didn't allow me anything to customize on that. Oh well. We've got a new album, so more music. That's always fun. Alright. Looks like we've moved on to the big city. Go ahead and skip that. One of these days, I'm gonna play a game that grips me with their story. I don't think I'm going to find that in a gacha game. I know one game that really got me was Final Fantasy XIV. The story in that game is absolutely amazing. It kind of prattles on for A Realm Reborn, but as soon as you get to the first expansion, just the story picks up, it gets really awesome. And then from there, it just keeps getting better. I stopped playing during Shadowbringers, but that expansion was by far my favorite. I never got to play Endwalker, so I really can't say anything about that. I renewed my subscription like a while ago, and I still don't have the time to play it. It's kind of sad playing an MMO like that. It just takes up so much time that, like, it's almost like you can't even play it casually. Although, I don't know, jumping into a dungeon from time to time wouldn't be too bad. Who knows, I might do that, record a bit of it. And that's kind of the whole thing. It's like, whenever I have time to record any kind of content, like, I'll figure something out. For now, it's a lot of new games that are going to be the content that I'm sharing. But if things ever slow down, I could see myself jumping back into Final Fantasy IV. I used to play Final Fantasy XI. I absolutely loved that game. And it's strange, like, I was never really hardcore into that. I would spend all of my time after work fishing. It was the strangest thing ever. I think the real world broke me. Like, I would just shut everything off and fish until I was tired. Well, I wouldn't just fish. I would chat with my guild members and stuff like that, but I would be steadily fishing. Is strangest thing ever. Since then, I have yet to find a game that satisfies my fishing need. I've heard that there's fishing in Wuwa, but I'm not too, I shouldn't say that I'm not too optimistic about it. I just don't know about it. I haven't gotten to it yet. So, if any of you guys have any input on the fishing in Wuwa, just let me know. I'm interested in it. Who knows, maybe that'll give me even more of a reason to play that game. Although, I mean, I've already invested a bit into it, so I'm definitely going to get back to it. It's just, like I've said a million times now, time is not open for me right now. There's just too much going on for the foreseeable future at that. And believe me, I'm not complaining. I actually like being this busy. If I'm not busy, that's when things go really wrong. Heck, the last time I got bored, I figured out how to brew my own alcohol. So, while highly entertaining and delicious, I can hardly say that it was beneficial to me. Aside from the fact that I now know how to make alcohol. So if I ever want to open up a tavern, I guess I got that covered, right? Oh, what the hell are you doing? Oh, heck yeah. More stuff. Probably equip that stuff. But I'm not going to. I'm just gonna keep skipping. Oh, my character has a voice! Hell yeah, the silent protagonist is gone. Yes, that is glorious. I am so happy with that. Like, I don't care what anybody says, a silent protagonist has never made sense to me. Like, I get it, you want the player to be making the choices, but the player just wants to see a good story. If you make a good story, it doesn't matter what your choices are. I also understand that the whole role-playing game genre derived from Dungeons and Dragons, where it was all about making choices and getting into the role of your character. So I can understand arguments from both sides. I personally hate a silent protagonist. I feel like the protagonist should always have a voice, especially with all the technology that we have now. To not have your main character voiced, it's just laziness. But, you know, enough of my soapbox. Let's get back into this. Nobody wants to hear me prattle on all day about voiceless main characters. Not to mention, there's only one voiceless main character that counts, and it's Chrono from Chrono Trigger. It's the only one that I'll accept, and that's because he's not even a real person. In the game, he's not a real person. He's something else entirely. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, even though it's like a decades-old game. But yeah, the story in that game is absolutely amazing. So if you have not played Chrono Trigger, give it a shot. It actually has multiple endings, too. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how they fit all of that data on one cartridge, but they managed to. But nowadays, that doesn't matter. Like, you can just buy it on Steam and play it off your PC. And probably get a better experience than if you were to play it off of a Super Nintendo. So here's the crazy thing. These dudes see me carrying 2 guns and decide to walk up and get shot in the face. Makes no sense. Although, I mean, these guys, at least they're packing. It doesn't matter. We still got destroyed. I really do love that fire ability. It's so great. Well, I didn't equip those new weapons, did I? Oh well, it happens. Here's the thing. That E ability that I just used, it seems really weak compared to the same abilities on Wizard and Fighter. But I think it's because Wizard and Fighter is multiple hits, whereas this just drops a quick burst of bombs. So, like, it's just some quick burst damage, whereas, like, those other classes, it's more of like sustained damage, and the damage numbers are lower. But yeah, it truly feels like it's less impactful than those. Alright, screw this. See, that right there I love. That is such a cool ability. Oh, that's cool. His shield breaks over time. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, when his shield is completely gone, he can be juggled. That's good to know. Pretty sure they're gonna throw other mobs like that at us too. Oh man. Alright, it's actually starting to get pretty late over here, so I may be closing this stream out. Like I said, I still have to do some editing, so yeah, I probably need to get out of here, get that done, actually get some sleep, because Lord knows I'm running on fumes right now. But also, I really do want to get some PvP in, so maybe I'll just fight it. It's nothing that a cup of tea won't fix. Get myself some caffeine and probably put in a couple more. Speaking of caffeine, I'm an avid tea lover. The favorite brand that I usually go with is like Harney and Sons. They make some good tea. So yeah, just a little tidbit about myself. But yeah, I don't do coffee. It's too strong on my stomach. I don't know when my stomach became such a weak piece of garbage, but it did. And because it did, drinking coffee literally will wreck me for the day. So, something that I kind of sort of have to stay away from. On rare occasions, I'll drink it, but I have to prep it myself. I usually run it through a French press, use a standard temperature, like somewhere between 200 and 210. Now, the crazy thing is, this dude here is actually the assassin class. Oh, crap. Ouch. Damn. Oh, my God. He is destroying me. Well, he's absolutely annoying to fight. Man, I really dislike this dude. This is such an annoying fight. Okay. I think his class would be fun to play, but from what I've heard, the Mirage class is actually the better one. So that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to. Like, I think it'd be pretty cool. Like, from the movesets that I've seen online, it looks like a very interesting class. His class, though, just seems annoying. Okay. So every time, it's just going to give me a new ability and throw me into a tutorial, even though this is the same exact thing I did previously. That I don't really like. I think they really need to calm down on the tutorials. I don't know, I hate to talk about immersion like it's a thing, but they're definitely ruining something. Oh, here we go, the arena. Can I join it? I cannot join it. That sucks. I really wanted to enjoy some PvP before I crashed out. Guess that's not going to happen. So with that being the case, yeah, screw it. I'm calling it. I'm gonna go ahead and crash out and upload this and also get it into editing so that I can break it down into different pieces. Although, I don't know. This stream has kind of been all over the place. There's not really been one single topic, so maybe I'll just leave it as is. Anyways, I will catch y'all later. Peace out.